Welcome back, and it's time for us to talk about the issue of the PDP. It's been an ongoing conversation as far as the PDP is concerned. It started off even before the 2023 general elections, and it dovetailed into after the election, and the PDP has literally been struggling to get out of this quote-unquote quagmire over leadership issue and the interest of all the parties. They are politicians, and of course, but sometimes it looks like there's progress and then there's backward. It's a bit backward on some front. But they set up two committees, a disciplinary committee and a reconciliation committee, to see how they can move the party forward. The neck of the party has been moved consistently and has just been moved again, where major decisions will be taken. And there have been issues about suspension and counter-suspension, resolution, going to court. It's just a gamut of issues. That's why we're bringing them to make sense. Mr. Ologbondiyan, former member of the National Working Committee, who served as the Publicity Secretary, joins us from our Abuja studio. Mr. Ologbondiyan, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Good morning.
Yeah, I know you like to call yourself a journalist. I respect that, but today I'm going to talk to you as a politician, so that we're on the same page.
maybe as a technocrat in politics.
Whatever you want to call yourself is accepted and it's fine by us. So welcome to the program. So let's get started.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, let's get started. Maybe you give us a bit of what played out the day before yesterday and yesterday, as to how far the PDP is making progress before we begin to probe further into how things are going for the party.
Okay, the day before yesterday, the Reconciliation Committee, led by the former governor of Osun State, Governor Ologbondiyan, met with the collective National Working Committee. And the committee did very well by resolving the disagreements among the members of the National Working Committee. Jeffrey, don't forget that the National Working Committee constituted that Reconciliation Committee to resolve issues among party members. But that same committee had to make a quick U-turn to resolve issues among the members of the National Working Committee. And that's exemplary, and I think that's commendable, and they did it well. Yesterday, or overnight, early this morning, an expanded stakeholders committee met with the members of the National Working Committee. And let me define what an expanded stakeholder committee is. They are members of the Governors Forum, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the National Working Committee, members of the ex-official, and some members of the National Caucus. So they met with the members of the National Working Committee under the chairmanship of the Bauchi State Governor, Governor Bala Mohammed, and took certain decisions that will progress the party. And by and large, the net that we're expecting to hold tomorrow has been shifted to November 28th. And I think it's a welcome development for party members. Although, Jeffrey, I can tell you that some of us spent the night talking to stakeholders, talking to leaders of the party, and appealing for calm, because the situation in the party is tempestuous. And we just needed to appeal to people not to worry too much over this postponement. After all, the reason for the postponement is to enable the party win, or the leadership of the party, the National Working Committee member, lead the party to win election in Ondo State. And for that singular reason, members are calming down, since it is certain now that after the victory in Ondo, like on November 28th, we'll have a NEC meeting where the North Central will have the opportunity to produce its replacement for Senator Yoche Ayu.
Well, Mr. Ologbondiyan, from what you're saying, one wonders whether this appeal for calm will only amount to an uneasy one, considering some of the outcomes of the briefing of the press that we got yesterday from the chairman of the Reconciliation Committee, who provided intervention. And that's where I'm headed, because there were questions asked him about something that is more critical, which is, will this reconciliation move lead to the National Executive Committee meeting of the party holding that important meeting? But he didn't answer, saying that his mandate was just to intervene in the area of reconciliation. So it appears the future of the party is still unclear if the NEC meeting that will provide direction for the PDP is not going to hold anytime soon.
Okay, good morning, Bukola. Let me start by asking for a clarity. Are you talking about the press appearance of former governor of Osun State, Governor Ologbondiyan, or the report on the communique of the meeting by the Bauchi State Governor, Chairman PDP Governors Forum, Governor Bala Mohammed? Which of the two are you talking about?
I'm speaking of the presser by former governor of Osun State, Ologbondiyan.
Okay, yeah. I call him Onyinyo. Governor Onyinyola was very clear. He was very clear. He has the responsibility of his committee was reconciliation. And I was very emphatic about that in my opening remark. I said that he had an interface with the working committee and he was able to reconcile them. His job ended there. I also progressed to say that, look, after that meeting, there was another meeting that lasted to the early hours of this morning. And that meeting was the one held in the Bauchi Government Lodge in Asokoro, and had the stars of the party attending the meeting. Our governors, like the Osun State Governor, Governor Adeleke, like the Governor of Plateau State, who is a leader in our own zone, in the North Central, like a number of governors were there who attended the meeting. And we also have members of the BOT, Board of Trustees, led by their chairman, Senator Adolphus Wabara. You also have the National Working Committee, led by Ambassador Ilyasu Damagun, and all other members of the Working Committee. You also have the ex-official too, present at that meeting. So it was a major stakeholders meeting. And from decisions reached in that meeting, which might not be in the public space, it shows clearly that the PDP is on a pathway to a rebound. That's all I want to say.
So can we say that from that meeting, if the process for that will initiate the election of a substantive national chairman has started?
Well, from that meeting, the decision has been reached from the findings that we got. Because I wasn't part of the meeting, but from the findings that we have, the decision has been reached that the North Central should produce a substantive chairman while reconciliation process continues, and in the next meeting on November 28th, the NEC will take a final decision.
So have the feuding parties hugged each other, and do we know that the PDP now has one faction and there are no other factions besides the one led by Ambassador Ilyasu Damagun?
Because I can tell you clearly that the People's Democratic Party is one. And I can also tell you that the party is getting ready and preparing, even as we speak, for the November 28th NEC. And I want to be emphatic about the fact that the NEC this time was not announced just by the working committee. It was announced by a collegiate of leadership arising from their meeting under the leadership of Governor Bala Mohammed, in the presence of the chairman, acting chairman of the party, Ambassador Umar Ilyasu Damagun, and the chairman of the board of trustees, Senator Adolphus Wabara, as well as other leaders of the party. So this points to one fact, that this decision is valid, it is strong, and it is determined. That's my own takeaway.
Mr. Ologbondiyan, so that for clarity, I would like you to speak straight, because we don't have any information besides what you're telling us about, because the bone of contention here is the position of Damagum, which has split the party to two sides. The Wike end and the Atiku end, or I don't know how it's divided now, where the argument has always been, the Wike's end is saying the chairman of a party is an elected position. And so if there has to be a replacement, you don't just appoint someone. While the others are saying if somebody leaves office, either by resignation or whatever means to leave office, there could be a replacement. That is what Mr. Bala Mohammed is advocating at the end of the day. So I have read through the communique that was released. First, they talked about the rescheduling. They talked about the issue of the election. Let's sort out the Ondo election, then we can now sort out our issue. And then reiterating the issues of putting aside all our bickering, all the bickering of the party. I'm trying to quote what you guys said in your communique. But nowhere, maybe by nuance or whatever, that we heard that there has been a decision reached to replace Damagum either by appointment or by election. So I want you to be very clear on that position. Is that the generality of is this coming from the generality of the people in contention, or just one-sided, so that we're clear?
Well, Jeffrey, let's make it very clear to each other and through you to Nigerians. I look forward to that day where PDP will be allowed to breed without the issue of the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar or the current Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. The PDP is larger than two individuals. The PDP is a party of hundreds of people, of millions of people. We cannot reduce it permanently to the level of, oh, what did the Atiku side say? What did the Wiki side say? What of those who don't have sides? What of those who have moved beyond the election and the convention of 2023? What of those millions of Nigerians out there who are looking towards the PDP to come and rescue them from the pains, the pangs that they are suffering under the leadership of the APC and President Bola Tinubu? So are we going to die on this spot? Is this the spot where we're going to wreck the country and turn the nation to a one-party state? These are the issues.
Mr. Ologbondiyan, I'll still maintain my question. Yes.
I'm going to your question.
Okay. I'm waiting for you to give me the answer.
I'm going to your question.
Exactly.
I'm going to your question.
Okay.
So, in the face of all this, Jeffrey, the party seeks to progress. The party seeks to make progress. Yes, like you said, we believe that Damagum went to court against the provisions of the PDP constitution, which I hold here. And the leadership of the party is saying that, look, we cannot end this matter in court. So we must find a way through internal reconciliation mechanisms. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that, if that is the direction of thought of the party. And we can't hang party members permanently on the thinking that, oh, they are deceiving us. Oh, that was how they put a date in August, it didn't work. That was how they put a date in September, it didn't work. That's how they put another date in October, it didn't work. So we need to allow Nigerians to know what the true situation is. And I think that what I have said is part of the decision reached at the meeting last night.
Mr. Ologbondiyan, my question is straight, and I'm going to stay on it. Has the party agreed that come November, Ilyasu Damagum will leave as the national chairman of the party, and they will get a replacement for him from the North Central. Is that the agreement? Whether back room or front room?
The North Central, the meeting, part of the meeting last night, part of the discussion and decision reached last night is that come November 28, the North Central will produce a replacement to Ambassador Ilyasu Damagum. I can say that anywhere.
Mr. Ologbondiyan, it would be important to also be acquainted with part of the discussions of the meeting last night, the one led by the Bauchi State Governor. But I'd like you to confirm some very important things to us now. All of the court cases that members initiated against each other, did the party also agree that they be withdrawn? And confirm to us whether Mr. Debo Ologbondiyan is still the National Publicity Secretary of the party, uncontended, and Mr. Kamaldeen Ajibade is the National Legal Advisor of the party, uncontended by any other faction.
Okay. I will insist by first that there is no faction in the party as we speak. And that's why I started from the reconciliation of Governor Olagunsoye Oyinlola for all the members of the working committee at the Wadata Plaza. And that after that meeting, the NWC met among themselves, and all issues that pre-existed were arrested. And even at the meeting in the Bauchi House last night, reports that we have picked showed clearly that the matter was also arrested. You need to know, and you need to know this, Bukola, that Debo Ologbondiyan and Kamaldeen Ajibade, SAN, the National Publicity and Legal Advisor, have resumed duties, and they are doing their responsibility, they are doing their work. And as we speak, they are substantive members of the National Working Committee.
So, just to be clear that we're not going to be getting any other press releases from another Mr. Abdullahi, who claims to be the National Publicity Secretary of the party. But you talked about interests, Mr. Ologbondiyan, and I want you to, tell us whether the party addressed it, because it is what is tearing at the heart of the party of the PDP, of the main opposition party, which is the former governor of Rivers State and the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike. The party has made it clear in time past that it was unhappy, with his working for this government. And, the Rivers State Assembly's disposition also, when it defected, also cited leadership concerns at the national level of the party. And where we are now, at the People's Democratic Party, this also forms part of the factors that is tearing the party apart. Can you tell us whether that has been sufficiently addressed within the rank and file of the People's Democratic Party, such that it doesn't present itself in the near future as another reason for disaffection?
You must understand that in every political party has its issues. They have their disagreements, and that it is the ability that they have to reconcile these disagreements and progress that really makes them a party. A party is called a party because it is a mix. You can find angels, you can find other people, you can find all sorts. But it is a mix. But it depends on your ability to align this mixture. So having said that, on the issue of leadership crisis, I want to say, and with emphasis, that there is no point, at no point, as we speak now, has the members of House of Assembly in Rivers State now are claiming, as a matter of fact, I don't even need to go far, because even now they say they are members of PDP. So I don't think that the issue of crisis leading them to take a decision is valid as we speak. I don't think so. If after they are decamping, they say that, oh, no, they didn't decamp, they are still members of PDP. So I don't think it's an issue that we should even talk about.
Well, that doesn't take away that there are issues. The issue is about interest. Somebody called it internal interest wrangling, and I totally agree with all of that, Mr. Ologbondiyan. And we hope that you're sorting this out. But as we're going to coast home, that the issue of there's the issue of Damagum. Let's stand by what you said, that the NEC has decided, or the expanded committee has decided, or the group has decided. I'm trying to look for the name to describe who decided what, so that we can know who to hold responsible if this doesn't work out. By November, after the elections in Ondo, Damagum will be replaced. But what were the issues that were discussed as far as the issue of division across subnational is concerned, Rivers State being in focus? Because you may have said that, oh, they may have made a U-turn to come back to the party, but we still have two House of Assembly, one led by Victor Kojombo and the other led by Martin Amewule, and they don't see eye to eye. In fact, they've even declared the seats of the Okojombo group vacant for absenteeism in the session.
Jeffrey, maybe I need to make this clear. Maybe I need to make this clearer. What I said was that the people that you said decamp on the basis of division in the party say they are now members of the same party. So where lies the division? That's the point I made. On whether issues were discussed about sub-regional matters at last night meeting, I don't have that information, that issues were discussed about sub-regional matters.
So, Mr. Ologbondiyan, are you providing assurances to us following that meeting that the party is comfortable with things as they are, with the FCT minister, working for the APC government, even though he's a member of the PDP, and that those issues will not divide the party in the future?
I cannot speak to what the Minister of FCT will do. But I know it as, and I also do not know whether his action will go in one direction or another direction. In as much as it is true that many members of the party are unhappy with the appointment, with working with a ruling government, that's the decision that he has taken. He is saying that he has said that it is the party that mandated him. That's his own decision. But what is important, which I made clear in my opening remark, is that the party should be allowed to breathe. The party should be allowed to make progress. Enough of contestations over the convention of 2023. So let's move forward. That's my own position.
Mr. Ologbondiyan, this is my assurance to you. We will not allow the party breathe because it's a political party in Nigeria. You will not breathe, I can assure you. We will keep looking and watching and seeing your activity. That is our job. You're a journalist, you know. We will not allow you breathe because this is the second largest party, or the lead opposition party in the country. So the issue of breathing, I just forget about that. Our job is to ask questions. I will continue to ask questions. If we put your house in order, Mr. Ologbondiyan, we will not come and be asking you to put it in order for us. So as long as we are seeing that your house is not in order, we will continue to ask those questions. That's an assurance from us to you. But most thank you for coming. Maybe your last thought as we wind down. Your last thought. Let me give you the opportunity. Your last thought.
Thank you very much. My last thought is that I want to appeal to Ambassador Damagum that he should just allow peace to reign. It has happened in our history, and in this constitution that I hold here, it is very clear that succession is in line with section 47(6). Even 45(2) that people talk about says that it must be without prejudice to 47(6). So what are we talking about? So I just believe that he will not be the first chairman that will be asked to revert. Some were even suspended and forced to leave their offices. But in this case, he's just been told to revert to his own position and allow the substantive chairman to come from the North Central. Unless I forget, Jeffrey, I must truly commend the leadership style of Governor Bala Mohammed for all that he has put in the last couple of weeks to ensure that the party is stable, to ensure that the party progresses, to ensure that division do not reenact itself in our party. I commend him, And I also commend the BOT chairman and other leaders of the party for all the efforts that they are doing. Because it is important, the pathway to ensure that the nation does not decline into a one-party state is to ensure that PDP lives. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ologbondiyan, thank you. So I'm looking at my date. Your next neck is 28th of November. So 29th, I'm inviting you already. I'm inviting you already. We're going to talk about this.
We'll be here.
All of this,
grace of God.
All of this optimism.
We'll be here, grace of God.
No, all of this optimism you're sharing, but forget about letting you breathe. Ologbondiyan, Kola Ologbondiyan is a former National Publicity Secretary of the, I almost said it, my apologies, of the People's Democratic Party.
Not possible. Jeffrey, it's not possible. That one you wanted to mention is not possible.
My apologies. Of the People's Democratic Party and a journalist. Thank you so much for coming on the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, the Oyo Dam and the release of water, how it affects the people, as well as what the government is saying is going to be our next conversation. You would like to be part of it, join us again.